Hello and welcome to my channel. In this video, I'm going to be showing you how to create an outline shader using the inverted hull method. And this will be what your final results can look like. Alright, to get started, I'm going to remove all the models in my scene that already have the effect applied, and then we're going to start from scratch. So I'll go ahead and remove those. And the first thing I'm going to do is I will just create a 3D object and go to sphere, and I'll just zero out the position and I'll raise it up a bit. I'll make it a little bigger just so we can see it easier. The first thing I want to do is I don't really like this gray color, so I'm just going to create my own material here, and I'll just call it white, and I'm just going to apply that just because it looks a little bit better in the scene. The next thing I'm going to do is I will go to the shaders folder that I created. I will right click, go to create, shadergraph, URP, and unlit shadergraph, and I will call this outline shadergraph. And I'll double click it to create this window. And for the properties that we'll want, we will need a float, and I will call it outline thickness. I will add another float called fade distance, and I will add a color called outline color. And the way that this will work is that what we're going to essentially do is we're going to inflate the model and then turn on backface rendering, and that's just going to only render the backface. So you have your normal model in front of that inflated backface model, and that will create the illusion of an outline effect. So the first thing I'm going to do is in our graph settings over here in the inspector. If you don't have that, you can just click graph inspector here. You will want to change the render face to back instead of front. And the first thing we'll want to do is do that inflating of the model. So we will create our normal vector, and that will be for the object. And we also want a position node for the object. And we will bring our outline thickness out as well. And for the position node, that will be fed into an add node. And for the normal vector, we will want to put that into a multiply node. And the output of this multiply node is going to go into this add node, and the output is going to go to this position node for the vertex part of our shader. And if you wanted to just be really simple with it, you could just link up your outline thickness here, but I'm going to do a couple extra things. So I will add an object node, and this will just be position and scale of our object. So I want to scale the thickness with the scale of the object, try and get a little uniformity between different objects in the scene. So to do that, I will add a divide node, and I will plug in scale to B and outline thickness to A. And then another thing to consider is the distance from the camera. If you want the outline thickness to scale with that as well, then we will need a camera node. And we have the position of our camera and the position of our object. So then I will just make a distance node, and I will plug in both of those positions into that distance node. And just for me, I like to plug this into a divide by 2. You probably don't need that, but I like it in my case. And now that we have these parts of our shader, we will just multiply them together. And then we'll plug the output of this multiply node into the multiply for the normal vector. And that should handle the inflating of the mesh in the normal direction. And just to properly define the ranges for our values here, I will take our outline thickness, and we will want to change it to a slider between 0 and 0.05 with a default of, let's say, 0.01. Outline color is okay being black. Fade distance, I would maybe change this to, I don't know, let's try, just do 75, I guess. I will also want to turn on alpha clipping for this shader in the graph settings. So if we go ahead and take a look at this now, I will right click on our outline shader graph, and I will create a material, and I will just call this outline. And if I select our sphere on the mesh renderer, we will want to add our outline here. And you can see it is already doing something. We have not hooked up the color yet, so it is just going to be gray. But if I increase this, then you can see the outline is increasing. So the next step is hooking up that color node. So that's super easy. We just take our outline color and plug it right into the base color. So if I save this and go back, we have our simple outline here. We scroll out, you can see it's scaling with the camera position. If I stretch it, it is scaling with the object scale. So the last part of this that I want to do is just having it, if you were to like zoom out super far, you don't necessarily always want the outline to be shown like super far off in the distance. Like that doesn't look super great. And if you have a lot of objects with the outline effect, you might not want them to show at a far away distance. So to remedy that, I am just going to do a little bit of math here. So I will take our fade distance and I will create a subtract node, and I will feed in the fade distance to A, and I will take the distance out of this divide node and plug it in for B. And then the output of the subtract node will go into a divide node, which will just be divided by the fade distance. And I will go ahead and clamp this between 0 and 1 and plug it into alpha. So if you get past that fade distance value, then the outline should just go away like it did just there. And of course, you don't need to do alpha clipping here at all. You could turn that off and just have it be a transparent material, and then it'll be a more gradual fade away, where as we see here, it just gradually kind of fades away as you get further and further away from the object. I'm not a huge fan of this one, but you know, it's a preference thing. So if you like it, you can go for it. But in my case, I'm not a huge fan. Now, the downside of this method is that it'll tell you right here, this renderer has more materials than the mesh has submeshes. Multiple materials will be applied to the same submesh, which costs performance. Consider using multiple shader passes. This basically just means that it's rendering the mesh twice. So that is going to cost some performance. If that's okay with you, then this is a perfectly fine method to use. If you don't need everything in your game highlighted, this might just be the way you want to go. One thing I will say is if you have like custom models and they are not properly showing the outline, there is a way around that. And I will show you that here in just a second. For instance, I added my own cube model here. And if I go in here and let's apply our outline shader, it might not be super obvious what's happening here, but if I turn up the effect, you can see that the individual faces are scaling out and they're not meeting at the corners. You don't have this issue with the sphere because it is smooth and rounded, but with the cube, it is quite obvious that this is an issue. To get around this with your own models, you can just go here and select your model from your asset folder. And in this inspector window under model, you'll go to normals and calculate, and you can hit apply. You can see that didn't really do anything here, but that's because of the smoothing angle. So you would just increase this all the way to 180, and then everything should get smoothed out. And by smoothing angle, it means the angle between faces. So here it's 90. So if I really wanted to, I could probably just put 90. And there you go. It does make your object look smooth. So, you know, that is a trade-off that you'll have to deal with. I'm not a full expert on why this happens, but it would be the same deal in Blender. There is an auto smoothing option in there too. For high fidelity models that have a lot of polygons, this probably won't be an issue at all. But for simple meshes like just this cube, or maybe voxel meshes from Magic of Voxel might have an issue with this outline shader. But you know, it's just something to be aware of. And this is kind of why I don't like the fade effect, because you can kind of see here it's clipping through the floor. But that's because I turned up our distance to the maximum. So let's bring that down. Anyway, this video is getting really long for some reason. For this simple effect, we're basically already done. One last thing though is, depending on how much performance you're willing to sacrifice, you could apply more than one outline. And I know some people like to have a black outline and then a white outline. You could do something like this. And as you can see, the cube currently has a black outline on the inside and a white on the outside. And it just depends on how you order these. And you can also just adjust the thickness however you want, but that will cost more performance. So, you know, use it at your own risk. Anyway, if I were to try it with a more complex model like I had before, like maybe this tree, I would just highlight these options, add another material, and that would just be my outline. And you can see it works okay. In some of the corners, it's not super great. And you might have to reposition some meshes if they're clipping into the ground like so. For this one, I think we could just bring it up like that, and then, yeah, that looks fine. And then you could bake that into your prefab. But anyway, this is like the simplest way that you could do something like this. It doesn't require a lot of know-how. You just basically make the shader graph and that's it. But yeah, have fun with this effect. There are more advanced options out there. If you'd like me to go over those, leave a comment down below. If this video helped you, leave a like on it, and leave a comment telling me what you'd like to see next. Doesn't have to be outline shader related, could be anything related to Unity. And feel free to subscribe. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.